My brothers and sisters, many of us spend our whole lives chasing happiness in people, expecting them to always be there for us, to make us feel complete, to never let us down. But the truth is, people will disappoint you, even the ones you love the most. Real happiness is never found in depending on others. It is found when you depend on Allah alone, when you trust Him, when you are grateful for His blessings, when you forgive and let go of negativity. Your heart will feel a peace that no person in this world can take away. Today, let's talk about the secret to being truly happy without relying on anyone but Allah. One of the greatest causes of unhappiness in life is relying too much on people for our peace, joy, and sense of worth. Human beings by nature are limited. They have their own struggles, weaknesses, and changing emotions. When you expect others to always understand you, always be there for you, or always meet your expectations, you are setting yourself up for disappointment. This is the trap of depending on people, placing your happiness in the hands of those who cannot guarantee it. Think about it, even those who love you most, your parents, spouse, siblings, or close friends are not perfect. They can unintentionally hurt you, forget you, or fail to support you when you need them most. Sometimes this happens because they are distracted, overwhelmed with their own lives, or simply don't know how to respond. If your happiness depends solely on how they treat you, your life will always feel unstable. Sometimes you'll feel valued, other times ignored or rejected. This up and down cycle can drain your heart and mind. The Quran reminds us that human beings are weak and limited in their capacity. Man was created weak. So Quran 4:28, if Allah Himself declares that we are created with weakness, how can we expect perfection from others? Placing your expectations too high on people is like leaning on a broken stick. It may hold you for a moment, but eventually it will snap and you will fall. Another danger of depending on people is that it leads to constant comparison. You may measure your worth by how others treat you, how many friends you have, or how often people check on you. This mindset feeds insecurity and jealousy because it shifts your focus from Allah's blessings to human validation. As a result, your self-esteem becomes fragile, strong when praised, shattered when criticized. Moreover, depending on people can lead to disappointment in your faith. When someone betrays your trust or abandons you, it's easy to feel hopeless and alone. But the truth is, Allah never abandons His servant. He says, do not grieve. Indeed, Allah is with us. Dhikr 94, this verse reminds us that no matter who leaves you, Allah's presence remains constant. Relying on Him instead of people brings a peace that no human relationship can offer. This doesn't mean we shouldn't love people, trust them in healthy ways, or build relationships. Islam encourages compassion, kindness, and fulfilling the rights of others. But it does mean that our ultimate source of happiness and security must come from Allah, not from His creation. When you free your heart from expecting too much from people, you will protect yourself from unnecessary pain. In the end, depending on people is like chasing shadows. It never satisfies. But depending on Allah brings stability because He never forgets, never fails, and never breaks His promise. If you want lasting peace, step out of the trap of people, dependence, and step into the light of trusting the one who controls all hearts and destinies. True happiness is not found in wealth, status, or the approval of people. It is found in the heart that trusts Allah completely. When a believer puts their reliance, tawakkul, on Allah, gain an unshakable sense of peace because they know that whatever happens in life, good or bad, is under the control of the most merciful. Trusting Allah does not mean life will be free from tests, but it means you will face every test with strength, calmness, and hope. The Quran makes this very clear. Whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him. So Quran 65:3, this verse is a reminder that Allah alone is enough for the one who puts their trust in Him. He takes care of their needs in ways they could never imagine. People may let you down, but Allah never does. Situations may look impossible, but Allah creates a way out. When you rely on people for happiness, you will always feel insecure, afraid that they may leave, change, or disappoint you. But when you rely on Allah, your heart becomes stable because you are connected to the one who never changes. Allah is Al-Wakil, the ultimate trustee, the one who manages all affairs with wisdom and justice. By entrusting your life to Him, you shift your worries from your limited control to His unlimited power. Trusting Allah also means accepting His plan, even when it is different from what you wished. Sometimes we want something so badly, thinking it will make us happy, but Allah withholds it because He knows it would harm us. At other times, He gives us what we didn't ask for, and later we realize it was exactly what we needed. This is why the Prophet taught us to say in every situation, Alhamdulillah, Kolihil, so praise be to Allah in every circumstance. Gratitude with trust brings contentment. Even when life doesn't go according to your plans, a person who trusts Allah lives lighter. They don't carry the heavy burden of overthinking because they know Allah is in control. They don't drown in regrets. because they believe every step is part of Allah's wisdom. They don't worry excessively about the future because they are certain that Allah's plan is always better than their own. This calmness and certainty is what creates real happiness, the kind of happiness that does not depend on external circumstances but flows from within the heart. Practically, trusting Allah means doing your best in life while leaving the results to Him. Work hard, make do, use the means available, but then accept whatever outcome Allah decrees. This balance between effort and reliance is what frees the believer from anxiety. In the end, happiness through trusting Allah alone is about surrendering your heart. It is about knowing that you are never truly alone, no matter how difficult life gets. The world may turn away, but Allah is always near. And when your heart rests in His remembrance and trust, you will experience a peace that no wealth, relationship, or achievement could ever bring. One of the biggest reasons people feel unhappy is because they measure their value through the eyes of others. They wait for compliments, likes, or approval to feel worthy. But this approach to life is fragile because people's opinions change all the time. Real happiness begins when you recognize your self-worth through Allah's lens, not people's. You are valuable not because of your wealth, looks, or status, but because Allah created you with honor and gave you the ability to worship Him. Allah says in the Quran, "We have certainly honored the children of Adam." So Quran 17:7, this means every human being is created with dignity and worth. No one's negative words or treatment can take that away from you. When you internalize this, you stop chasing people's approval for happiness and instead focus on pleasing Allah, the one whose approval truly matters. A key way to strengthen self-worth is by practicing gratitude is shukra. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already have. Often, unhappiness comes when we compare ourselves to others. Someone has more money, better health, or a happier family. But if you pause and reflect, you will realize Allah has already given you countless blessings. The Quran reminds us, if you tried to count the blessings of Allah, you could never enumerate them. So Quran 16 and 18, think about the simple blessings, your eyesight, the ability to walk, food on your table, or even the gift of faith. Millions of people in the world are praying for what you take for granted every day. Gratitude makes your heart rich, even if your pocket is not. This richness of the heart is what the Prophet described when he said, true richness is not having many possessions. Rather, true richness is the richness of the soul. It's a Bukhari Muslim. When you appreciate Allah's blessings, your self-worth rises because you stop comparing yourself to others. You begin to see yourself as someone whom Allah has favored uniquely. Maybe you don't have what others have, but you possess something they don't, whether it's your character, your resilience, your talents, or your faith. Gratitude allows you to value yourself in a healthy way, seeing your life as part of Allah's perfect plan. Self-worth tied to gratitude also protects you from jealousy. Instead of wishing for someone else's blessings, you thank Allah for your own and make do for increase. This positive mindset attracts more blessings into your life. As Allah promises, if you are grateful, I will surely increase you in favor. Quran 14:7, the connection between self-worth and gratitude is powerful. Gratitude reminds you that you are already blessed, which boosts your self-esteem. Self-worth reminds you that your value comes from Allah, not people, which deepens your gratitude. Together, they create a cycle of contentment that fuels happiness. In short, when you stop defining yourself by other people's opinions and start valuing the blessings Allah gave you, you unlock a level of peace that no worldly achievement can provide. True happiness lies in knowing your worth in Allah's eyes and living every day with a grateful heart. Every person longs for peace. Peace in the mind, heart, and soul. Yet in today's fast-paced world, many feel restless, anxious, and unsettled. True peace does not come from material possessions, people's approval, or temporary pleasures. It comes from aligning your life with Allah's guidance and cultivating habits that bring calmness to the heart. Islam gives us practical steps that anyone can take to achieve inner peace, no matter their situation. Strengthen your connection with Allah. The very foundation of inner peace is remembering Allah. The Quran says, verily in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. Quran 13:28, daily dhikr, Quran recitation, and sincere dua soften the heart and remind you that you are never alone. Begin your mornings with adhkar and end your nights with the same. Even a few minutes of daily remembrance can recharge the soul and bring a calmness that lasts throughout the day. Practice gratitude as shukr. Gratitude transforms how you see your life. Instead of focusing on what is missing, you notice what is present. Begin each day by thanking Allah for 3 blessings, even simple ones like health, family, or the ability to breathe. This habit redirects your mind from negativity to positivity, building long-term contentment. Allah promises if you are grateful, I will surely increase you and in favor. So Quran 14:7, gratitude opens the doors of barakah in both material and spiritual ways. Let go of negativity. Peace cannot exist in a heart filled with grudges, jealousy, or constant complaints. The Prophet said, beware of envy, for it consumes good deeds, just as fire consumes wood. So Abu Dawood, to achieve peace, make it a habit to forgive others, even when they don't apologize. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting what happened, but it frees your heart from carrying the burden of hatred. When you let go of bitterness, you make space for peace to enter. Simplify your life. Sometimes the chaos of life is self-created by chasing too many possessions, too many comparisons, too much unnecessary noise. Simplifying your lifestyle helps you focus on what truly matters: faith, family, health, and purpose. The Prophet said, part of someone's being a good Muslim is leaving alone that which does not concern him. See Tirmidhi. When you cut down distractions, you gain more clarity and tranquility. Build healthy routines. Discipline brings peace. Establishing a balanced daily routine, praying on time, eating moderately, getting enough rest, setting aside time for reflection, creates stability in your mind and soul. Small, consistent habits like these add up to major transformation over time. Inner peace is not a distant dream. It is achievable through daily steps. Remembering Allah, practicing gratitude, forgiving others, simplifying your life, maintaining healthy routines, all bring you closer to the state of calmness you seek. When you live with the awareness that Allah is in control and your duty is to do your best, the storms of life no longer shake your heart. True peace is not in having a life free of problems, but in having a heart that trusts Allah in every problem.